All right, here I am. Boy, I've been distracted. I've been trying to fire off a video here for about an hour and a half. I just keep getting sidetracked with people coming by and chatting it up. It's good to chat, but I wanted to try to see if I could get a quick video off on the Second Amendment, the 2A, and the rights that we've got to stand strong for. In addition to um, dealing and catering to the emotions of a lot of people for a lot of reasons. Um, but the one thing that I think is important to get to, and this framing seems to be getting left out, is that we as a country, whether you realize it or not, are under attack. And the clearest thing that I have as an example, for example, is the border and the narcotics that are flooding across the border. They just popped a guy down in Klamath, the Klamath area, that's southern Oregon here. He had kilos of cocaine and narcotics. There's been a several series of these busts in Oregon, cartel connected. We're dealing with organized crime. Organized crime. These are cartels. Human trafficking, child trafficking, and then the narcotics. And they've got rat lines. Rat lines are where they're set up, different operatives in different cities, and then they go right up the I-5 corridor, right through Oregon, right through Klamath, right through Portland, massive narcotics here, right up into Seattle. And it's a pipeline and a rat line. And so what we see with tragedies and massacres is we often see a breakdown in the police department. We see a breakdown in the government that completely fails us, whether it's the education system, the school system, the superintendent, the public safety director in the Uvalde situation. So we see that kind of a breakdown, and it really, to me, reinforces the reason that we need to stand strong for the Second Amendment. And that is the focus for people that are passionate about gun rights, is they feel like we're under attack, which I believe we are from a variety of angles, but we have got our rights are under attack. So we have to stand up and fight for our rights. If we don't, we're going to end up in camps as prisoners of war. And that, like I was trying to say there, or my thought was taking me, is that is the priority of the gun enthusiasts that are hardcore Second 2A supporters, is they see this attack and they see that any type of chiseling away is going to cost us our freedom. And that needs serious reflection in this entire gun massacre, gun rights, gun control debate, in my opinion. And that's really getting left out of the picture. For example, again, look at the World Economic Forum, the WEF, that just met in Davos. I think they're still there wrapping things up. I'm not sure. Maybe they're all gone. But they were talking about specific things that they wanted to do as a global police, as global control, as these green social credit control, all of this shit and jargon that is for control. They'll call it anything they want to put in front of it, but it's control, gun control. Our freedoms are under attack. And it's very, very critical that we understand that. And we understand that we respect parents' rights. Parental rights are under attack. That couldn't have been more clear than what we saw down in Texas with that elementary school, Robb Elementary School. Parents, instead of being accommodated, were tasered in front of that school as the shots are ringing off and their children are being executed. They're tasering the parents and the father out front of the school. They got mothers in handcuffs. Somehow she manages out, swoops in, grabs her children, and rescues her own children from the hostage situation. I don't know if it was in the hostage room, but from the hostage situation of the school. The courage, she had more courage than all of these officers with badges and pistols and guns, probably AR-10s in their hands, standing in the hallway, standing down. That is the essence of government and law enforcement failure. And that's exactly why we have to take the 2A and put justice in our own hands. Not vigilante justice, but having that self-protection when the government fails us. Having that self-defense when the government fails us, the law enforcement fails us, the police fails us, the school system fails us, the courts fail us. The government is failing. So this is not a time to be taking the guns away from the people, as we see with the tyrant Justin Trudeau, the PM in Canada. My God, there it is. That is the greatest, largest, on a national level, order, dictate, proposal of gun confiscation that we've ever seen in history. Well, maybe not history, but modern history. Always got to put in the modern there, Dad. But it's a very serious matter. And when I read that this morning, I was like, holy shit, there it is in print. They're not hiding it. It's completely covert and right in our faces. So, we have to boost up mental health, funding for mental health. I was reading an article that Governor Abbott had to redirect $250 million, give or take, I can't remember the exact numbers, from health services to Border Patrol because of the lack of federal funding to Texas for the Border Patrol. So when he's redirecting funding out of human services, that funding should never have been removed from human services. The border should have been secured. The funding should have been there for the Border Patrol. And it's completely wide open with fentanyl and cartels running across. And it doesn't appear the Democrats care. It doesn't appear the Democrats are going to do anything about it at all. So it is, in my opinion, it's very, very critical. It's very, very important that we understand our basic rights and sovereignty in our cities, in our states, and in our country as at risk. It's our sovereignty. We don't need globalist dipshits telling us what to do here in Oregon. And if you think that way, please leave. Right? Come on, Oregon. We're going to need to work collectively and get our heads here on the same plate, man. We're going to need to get in this, at least in the same room together, right? Regardless of your political affiliation, let's fight together for our rights. Right? Peace out. Be safe. June 3rd, Mercury goes direct. Heads up. Heads up. It's in Taurus. Friday. Looks like another brutal, bloody weekend, in my opinion. Heads up.